All right, we're here today to talk to Carrie, a client of mine that I worked with. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Tim.
Hello. I'm going to ask you a few questions, just to let people know about your experience. First off, I'd like to ask you about your anxiety. Can you tell everybody a little bit about that?
Yes. So I approached Tim because I suffered from some pretty debilitating anxiety that was really because of past trauma and PTSD. It sort of developed into panic attacks and a little bit of just social anxiety because I was overwhelmed by it all.
Okay, and how long did you have to deal with that?
Um, It started when I was a teenager, but I never formally had any diagnosis. And once I got into my 20s, I got married and had a family. I went to the doctor and immediately was put on different medications for depression and anxiety. And then even now in my 30s, it's something that I struggled with really up until I seen Tim and started receiving treatment for it.
Okay. Tell us briefly how that affected your life.
Anxiety in any form is debilitating, but especially when it's woven in with past trauma, you don't really know how to approach it. I was given a lot of different advice from counseling to medication to just different things in general. None of it really helped for me in the way that Tim's methods really changed my life and changed the way I even perceive anxiety. It was very difficult until I reached out and was able to receive the proper treatment that I needed specifically for me.
Okay. You kind of answered this already, but the next question I'd like to ask is, what have you done in the past to solve this? So I heard reference to some medications and maybe talking with a few people. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. The biggest thing that I was kind of told right away was that there was medication I could take daily, and I didn't like the medication. I had a lot of problems with side effects, weight gain, mood swings. Sometimes my anxiety actually felt worse after taking them. I did give them the due diligence of the time length they wanted, but for me personally, I needed something that was structured just for me and what I was going through. So they did not work for me. In terms of counseling, I did have some really great counselors, but it wasn't until I started practicing and seeing Tim and really allowing our sessions to take full control that it made the difference that it did.
Okay, and I usually ask about the meds because for some people it does help at least to a certain degree, and other people it just makes them feel foggy and kind of disconnected from life. Did you feel like they helped you? Did they
I
help you?
didn't. Like I said, the medication, while I did give the proper time length to use it, it didn't feel any better for me. Like I said, there were days I felt like my anxiety was actually worse than it was before. And that is 100% true. I did not feel that the medication I was on fit for my specific needs. And I also got very discouraged when they constantly wanted to change my doses and my type of medication because every time you take something new, you have to give your body time to readjust to it. So you're kind of stuck in a limbo every time you change a dose, every time you change a medication, and you're just starting back at ground one. After doing that for so many years, it just became to a point where I gave up, and I really didn't want to do anything anymore that revolved around medication that was a prescription. I wanted something that actually attacked my needs and got rid of them.
Okay. Now, when you heard about my hypnotherapy, the eye movement therapy, what initially did you think about? Were you skeptical, or what did you think when we first talked about it?
I didn't know much about it, to be honest. The only thing I knew about hypnotherapy was really in the sense of a hypnotist. I would say even my knowledge was the extent of a magician. I don't even know if I knew that hypnotists could work in therapeutic forms. Once I got done talking to you after we had our initial welcome talk, I felt 100% on board and comfortable. The way that you broke things down and really encouraged me to look at it from a different viewpoint helped me understand exactly what I was going to be doing, what you were going to be doing, and how it was going to be affecting me long term.
Okay. And how are you doing now after working with myself? How are things going?
I love it. I couldn't be happier. I notice a change. My family notices a change. My friends notice a difference. I'm no longer bogged down by my past. I'm no longer. I feel like the genie that was in the bottle, and now the cuffs are off, and I can go anywhere I want in life and not be and feel free. I don't have to have wishes to go or do what I need to do anymore. So it's been amazing. It's life-changing. I would recommend it to anybody. And I would also just, tell everybody that I could what it's done for me. And I do tell everybody that I can what it's done for me, because if somebody had came to me and told me that this existed 20 years ago, I would have saved myself decades of heartbreak, disappointment, pain, anger, and sadness if I would have known in the very short time that we spent together, everything I was going through could have been taken care of like that.
Okay, great. Well, that's great news. Thank you very much. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.